Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people and my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast. For today, we're covering WCW Saturday Night on TBS from November the 21st, 1992. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on the video. And lastly, type a comment or two about what you liked or didn't like about the episode. It helps the channel grow, and it makes Harper very, very happy, who actually is here this week on time. Very, very early, actually. Before I throw it to him and ask how he's doing, shout out to Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, good old Justin, for your generous support on Patreon each and every month and being the sponsors of this show, or the largest sponsors of this show. And on that note, Harper, you beat Doc here this week, so how are you?
I'm doing great, man.
You knew that was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
The 1 week where I was like, I may not be there right at time. Here comes Harper.
That's nice.
Ever.
You see, I had to turn off the switch. I was playing Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, and you're still late.
Oh, man.
Sounds classic.
What the fuck?
Doc, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Living the dream, being a blessing, trying to get some blessed into my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Big night of sports in DFW.
Oh, yeah. You get the Stars.
Yeah.
How they doing now?
Second round, brother.
Okay. So
both them and the Mavericks start their second round series, game one, at the same time.
It's not this. Well, they play in different arenas, right?
Well, yeah, they're not making the Mavericks play on the ice during the intermission of the hockey game. We're up in
that
Oklahoma.
Would be something, huh? If
that would
happened,
be something.
Fuck, they'll probably have to reopen the fucking sportatorium, have them play in there.
There you go. Austin Garden South.
Yeah. I wonder if that's ever happened, because you got two teams in the same city in the playoffs at the same time. I wonder if that's happened.
That's happened millions of times.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happened I know it happened with Chicago years ago, because I can remember watching Bulls games, and the Bulls were in the playoffs, and they even mentioned the court was basically on top of the freaking ice.
It would have sweat. It would sweat and come up.
Right.
And
it would sweat, and they'd have to make sure they really took care of that court, because the court would get slick.
I've always wondered, what if they scheduled the games? I mean, what if you both get home field advantage?
They figure it out, man. They got AI for that.
Yeah.
I have seen it where, well, I don't want to say that, but I mean, the New York Rangers are playing and are still in the playoffs as we speak, and the Knicks are in the playoffs, and they both play at Madison Square Garden.
I've seen the time elapse where they change it over in 3 hours or whatever, and they'll have a day game for one and a night game for the other.
Oh, that's true.
So that's what I was gonna say, but I couldn't remember the team that I saw that happen with.
Remember that time when they had Raw in fucking Denver, and it was and no one expected the Nuggets to go this deep in the playoffs, and they had to tell fucking Vince McMahon, sorry, we need the arena that night. Fuck you. And he got all fucking pissed off.
Shat on somebody's head.
That's nice.
I don't remember that, and that's not funny, Doc, but okay.
It was like 10 years ago. So
Allegedly.
All right. Doc, you got a 5-star review for us?
Yeah, Whiskey Clark is back saying thank you. I don't know what kind of situation's going on here, but at least Whiskey Clark is trying to get into the algorithms unlike everyone else, so we're going to give that person credit. I don't want to assume gender tonight. You guys make watching school wrestling enjoyable and said it was better than some modern stuff. I thank you very much. I will tip glass to you, fine gentlemen. You make the world make a world a better place.
For you and for me and the entire human race. What the fuck is that from? That's a Michael Jackson song, wasn't it?
Hard to tell the way you were singing, but
now that you said Michael Jackson, yes, I can't think of the name of the song, but yes, those were some messed up. You didn't get the lyrics quite right, but now that you said it, yes, that wasn't
or the
Michael Jackson
tune
song.
Or the melody,
right?
But we appreciate you stepping out on the limb and trying, because this is a performance art, so we appreciate it.
Somebody
I have
me
a question for you, Harper. Did you get the bees resolved last week from the Dodger game? Because when we last heard from you, you had turned into Deep State and your baseball team was fighting bees.
Yeah, I thought they were going to just say, okay, let's play it tomorrow, dude. But that shit came on like at goddamn midnight. And I was like, are y'all fucking kidding me? They called a beekeeper out.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah. And then he was at his kid's baseball game. He was like, Doc. And his like bat phone went off or whatever. And he had to
his
go
bee
over
phone,
there
you
and,
mean?
yeah. And they had to go fucking deal with these damn bees.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw video.
And then they had him throw out the first pitch.
Sure, why not? He fucking got rid of the bees. Give the man something.
Do they kill the bees, or are they relocated?
Nah, bees. If they're bees, they ain't killing them because bees are important to things.
Right.
So if they're bees, they will transport them, dear sir.
Well, don't they suck them up with the vacuum thing?
Yeah, but it doesn't kill them. You smoke them so that you put smoke on them so that they become docile, kind of like Mike.
Right.
And then
so they put ether around their mouth.
Yeah.
They ether the bees. They suck them up in an enclosure. They take them somewhere else and they release them so that they can pollinate the world.
Brother,
just like
that's got to fuck them up, though.
Sure, the smoke probably fucks them up a little bit, but they got a game to play tonight.
No, getting sucked up in a vacuum cleaner.
Right, but what do you want us to do? Not play this game? We got to go.
On. Well, if that's the case, then you just got a can of Raid and just sprayed and fucking ran off.
That would kill them. You're messing them up, but they'll recover this way.
Yeah, bullshit, bro. They probably got fucked up wings from bouncing around in a vacuum cleaner.
Dude is all of a sudden a biologist. Jesus. All right. Let's get into
speaking of things that were too fucked up to be handled or worked with, maybe we should talk about the greatest professional wrestler of all time that continues to disappoint left and right.
So, Doc, you originally brought this up with me yesterday, mentioning, did you see you didn't say these words, but kerfuffle with Flair and the pizza restaurant that he was at or whatever. And then I said, yeah, I saw the tweet. And then today I get a message from Harper with a link to the video of Flair. And I'm going to paint this picture and just say, from the moment the video starts with Flair and this bartender, Flair appears to be drunk. I don't know that for a fact, but it just sounded like an old drunk man. And he's basically, it seems he's pissed off because the restaurant or bar where he's at, or sports bar, pizza place, whatever this place is, has cut him off. So I assume he'd had too many drinks and he was being cut off. And as most drunks and alcoholics feel, they don't want to be cut off from their poison. Is that an accurate assumption or an accurate portrayal of what you witnessed, Doc, as Flair then started cursing this poor guy out?
I would replace poison with medicine, and I think we're good.
All right. So can all three of us agree? Like, here's the tricky part. You don't, and I'm always cautious about videos. You don't see what happens before, like when they say they're cutting him off. It seems they cut him off because the guy says at one point, no, we're not telling you, kicking you out, or we're not treating you bad. We're just saying we're not going to serve you anymore, or whatever words he used.
That is, as far as I know, 100% the discretion of the proprietor to refuse service at any time. I'm pretty sure that's the case in Texas. I can't imagine it wouldn't be the same for Florida where they're at.
All right. So he's cut off. And he's pissed off. He basically called the bartender,
Let's hear it.
Say it. I dare you.
Nah, we're on YouTube, so I'm trying to be cautious with the amount of curse words here. But he wasn't happy, and he told him, step outside. And the bartender's like, I'm at work. I'm not stepping outside. He goes, yeah, well, you're a pussy. Accurate so far, Doc, based on what you saw?
Okay.
Now, it need to clearly say here, the bartender and even the other coworker, they seem very, very calm. Like they're not being combative. They're not saying, F you, don't talk to me that way. They're just like, sir, you gotta go. I mean, you're being belligerent. You're acting like an ass. They're not even saying that. They're just like, man, can you just leave? Can you please leave? They're very, very, very calm. Would you agree with that, Harper?
Yes. They're like, look, could you just go to the army and take old Dusty and shut up?
All right. Flair's so drunk, he's offering $1,000 to one of the workers as a tip and basically telling this woman not to give him any of the tip or something close to that. There's a patron at the bar as well who's sitting 2 spots away from Flair. There's a guy in between Flair and this guy. This guy, I don't actually blame him. He's like, man, won't you stop talking to this dude that way? I'll go outside and whip your ass.
But watch it. You see, fuck that guy.
I thought it was funny.
Mind your own business, pal.
For real, that guy's just fucking throwing gasoline on the fire in this situation. I can't stand motherfuckers like that.
I would imagine the bar staff is like, "You, sir, please.
Yeah, you're not.
We don't need your help. This is hard enough what we're doing, and we've got this."
Right. This ain't a pie eating contest. Shut up. We don't need your help.
Well, in fairness, the guy didn't like the way Flair was talking to the dude. So I mean, like,
I get that.
So
but it's
what?
Still, so what?
Yeah, it's just got nothing to do with you.
Hey, look.
All right.
Just sit there and watch your fucking Tampa Bay Rays game. Or it is you fucking doing.
All right. So, Doc, now that we've kind of walked through the scenario, and the video cuts off before Flair leaves, but what did you think about all this?
My first thought was, how much did he have to drink to get to that point? Because even if your server doesn't know who Ric Flair is, somebody working there immediately pointed out that we have a celebrity over there, right? Yeah. Look, I've worked in restaurants, waiting tables and stuff, and like, you may not know who that person is, but I guarantee you somebody does, and we're going to know that that's a celebrity over there. And then the coddling starts from the beginning because we want them to have a good experience. And so for it to escalate to the point it's at, I can't imagine how much booze he consumed. And for a party guy like him to not handle it well, that's pretty ridiculous too.
So I wanted to say this too, Doc, and then I didn't want to interrupt you, but I need to put this out there.
Don't let personal opinions of what you think about somebody dictate how you think they would be in real life. Was at a restaurant one time. Bobby Knight came in and ate perfectly. Just a very nice, respectful, very generous with the tip. He was polite and just a normal dude.
Christian athlete.
That's
I
right.
wouldn't go that far.
No, I'm just.
But we talk about you judge people on how they treat you, and he didn't, throw a chair on the court while we were serving him. So
Well, that's when he was at Texas Tech.
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
for the record, the way I found out about this was not the video. Obviously, I said. So here's what the tweet said. Flair still has not deleted this tweet. It said, "I spent $1,500 at Paisanos SFP to be disrespected more than I have in my entire life, more than I ever have in my entire life." Okay, Rick. "After taking 20 pictures with customers and staff, I was asked to leave because of an issue I had with the kitchen manager taking too long in the bathroom. I would highly recommend that anyone who wants to enjoy a relaxing time in Gainesville at a nice restaurant to never visit this place." Woo! Of course, he's got into it. Woo. Somebody named Fredericks von, I can't even say this last name, tweets out in reply and says, "I'm the manager of Paisano SFP sister location off Archer. Mr. Flair was being drunk and disorderly. He wooed directly into a blind grandmother's face after being after being confronted. He picked up furniture and swung it menacingly. We love you, Rick, but he was boogered." So here's the thing. Like, both of those tweets do not reflect what we saw in the video. But again, we didn't see everything in the video. We just saw the point at which it appeared right before Flair was told, "It's time for you to go, buddy. Take your stuff and get out of here." In which Flair then is being belligerent with the bartender. So, I don't know what to make of the manager of the sister location of this restaurant saying he wooed directly into a blind grandmother's face. I mean, that is like, I'm not laughing because he wooed into a blind grandmother's face. It's funny to read that in print going, he did what? Are you serious?
That's funny, period, bro.
It's
Like, funny.
It's like, wait.
Sitting there, and there comes Ric Flair. Woo!
Now, I was with this guy when he said Mr. Flair was being drunk and disorderly, but when he wooed directly into a blind grandmother's face, that was something. And then they go on to say he picked up furniture and swung it menacingly. Who knows, right? Like, you don't know what the actual truth is.
But who gets drunk at a pizza place like this?
An alcoholic.
Answer that quick.
I mean, it's Ric Flair. Does anyone think that it's not out of the realm of possibility for this guy? I mean, come on.
No, you go me, but I'm not spending $1,500 to get drunk. Come on.
Yeah, especially at a goddamn pizza place.
Every time we go out to eat and Mrs. Doc orders like a margarita, I look across the table with that look on my face, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Bro,
oh yeah, bro.
You
I'm
ain't
not
kidding.
spending $12 for that. We can drink at home.
Right.
That's me
It's like,
every
I did not
time.
come here for this.
That's me every time we are out to eat, which isn't often, but it happened on Saturday because we were at my daughter's performance, and then after everybody's hungry, I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go get something to eat. And here we go. The Mrs. orders a drink. I'm like, why are you ordering alcohol? We came here to eat. So yeah, I agree.
Hey, I'll make a special stop on the way home by the liquor store, get you whatever you need. But we're paying these marked up prices. Come on.
Right, for some fucking well brand bullshit.
So get back to Flair. Harper, I did a lot of talking. Doc kind of gave his opinion. What do you think about all this?
I thought it's sad seeing that video because he's in his 70s, and man, I don't know about y'all, but like every bar has a guy like that that's up there in age, and they're still just getting drunk, and you feel bad for this fucking person. Like you, like damn, like what the fuck, man?
But they spend enough money there that they're not going to tell them not to come.
Right. I felt bad for him, and then I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, imagine how much enablers he has.
That's a great question.
He has probably an army of them to where he could walk it anywhere and just woo, and they just flock to him like fucking seagulls to a loaf of bread. Fucking like fans. Let's drink.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you get sober when that happens?
Hell yeah, because
if
I'm down at Applebee's and all of a sudden I see Flair in the bar area,
right.
I'm absolutely trying to get him hammered.
Yeah, you're like, oh, woo, yeah.
And I'm texting Mike, show up at the Applebee's. We're going live with Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah. They got the $7.99 burger there. Whatever the hell it is.
No, don't let him eat. He'll sober up.
He did. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Harper. Keep going.
Nah, I was just thinking how sad it's like, man, he's in his 70s and getting drunk at a pizza place during the day and getting kicked out for being drunk. I'm like, man, bro.
I've told Mike this. He is the greatest at what he did. If he'd have been custom Michaels from Kansas City in a gray suit, a little bit classier, and running around and buying people drinks, it would have been a much different deal.
That's true, huh?
All of this. But he still sees himself as 42-year-old, I got the strap Ric Flair. And with those enablers and the business ventures, it requires him to act stupid.
I've said this a number of times on this show, man. We talk about Flair all the time in the ring, his promos. Like, we've covered him for years. It's great. What he does in the ring on these promos is phenomenal. But as I've said a million times, outside of the wrestling world, he is a complete mess.
Oh, yeah.
He's not somebody I'd ever want to be around. I wouldn't want anything to do with him. He just seems like the type of dude who can never admit anything he would ever do is wrong. It's always somebody else that did it to Rick.
And then I saw where I didn't click on it, but they said he had a heart attack during his final match deal.
Yeah, that's the news story. That's the news story.
Christ.
That would explain some things.
He gets mad at people who, like, Dutch was just very fair in his assessment of Rick's last match. And Rick decides to just get on social media and trash Dutch. I'm like, dude, Dutch did not say anything disrespectful. He was just assessing how pathetic you looked in that match.
I'll say this. We may have a new category for the show. Now, obviously, we like to protect the kids and the women and the animals, specifically the puppy dogs, but we'll make allowances for other animals. Is that correct?
Yeah, as long as they're not legless lizards, like Harper said, since the reptile has been banned from the show.
Sure. We'll get that under control. But here's another one that I add to the mix and it's not a blanket one because there's some turds in this line of work. But dude, do not jack with people in the service industry. That is a hard-assed job. Yep. These people are working for tips. It is oftentimes demeaning work. It is hard work. It is sometimes gross work.
Probably working doubles.
And they are working super hard to try to make sure you have a good experience most of the time at your establishment. Being a dick to them does not solve anything except making you look like a prick.
Yeah, he looked like a straight prick in that video. Totally.
So there you go. Maybe we should talk about some wrestling.
Any closing thoughts, Harper, from you about this
I
clown?
Remember when like Godfathers used to have like beer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like when it was like the old school Pizza Hut where you could walk in there and
get a picture.
Yeah, this was when Mike Tyson had the Evander Holyfield, the ear biting night, because a friend of mine got the pay-per-view and he worked at Godfather's Pizza and we stole a keg from there because they didn't give a fuck. They kept count of fucking nothing. And we stole a goddamn keg out of there for the fucking Tyson and Evander Holyfield fight.
Nice.
And then there was a fucking car that was parked. It was a dead car that was abandoned, right? And there's a canal right behind there. And one day we're like, dude, we're like 19. And we pushed that motherfucker in the goddamn canal.
How does this tie into Ric Flair?
Because it made me think of drinking at a pizza place, and it made me think of that.
Well, there you go.
It was this old shit car that had been abandoned there. Fuck, we used to go over there.
Was it the Jive Tones car?
No.
Harper, what canal did you push this in?
The one like it
off of Vets.
No, bro. It's like
hey, don't answer that. Don't answer that. You don't have to answer anything that he asked.
That was like 25 something. I mean, when did Tyson fight Evander Holyfield?
Was it okay? This car was. Yeah. It was still operational.
Car, and every time I drank, it was like we were going on the I-10, right, coming from Kenner. It's the canal right there, and it was, it was this old shit car that had been sitting there forever. Finally, someone's like, "We used to throw shit at it, right? You know, you were dumb fucking little dickhead, like 18 years old, 17 years old, and you know somebody would fucking bust out the windshield, and it sat there forever. And finally, someone's like, "Bruh, you don't push that car in the canal?"
I sure do.
Yeah. We pushed that motherfucker in the goddamn canal.
I haven't until you just mentioned it, and now I can't think of anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference is Harper did it at 19 versus Ric Flair doing it at 75, getting drunk, eating pizza.
Fuck, it could have been like 18. Fuck,
right.
I think it could have still been in fucking high school.
All right, that's fair.
It was. But
okay,
yeah, bro.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we pushed that fucking. I gotta fucking hit them up and ask them, hey, bro. Every time we pushed that car behind Godfather's Pizza in the canal.
Was Randy a part of this?
I don't know. He may have been.
Just curious. Matt Wilson in the Facebook group is gonna love if Randy was a part of this. He loves when Randy gets mentions on the show.
Because it was his people. All those nice Holy Cross boys.
All right. Okay. Any other thoughts on Ric Flair being a belligerent drunk, Doc?
I don't know.
I think Harper said it's sad.
It was sad seeing this old man all drunk at the bar fucking arguing with this guy.
Really pathetic. It really was.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will get the video version going, and we're going to get started on November the 21st, 1992. This week's episode was taped November 16th of 92 at Center Stage. This is the first half of the tape, and next week will be the second half. On commentary, Doc, we have Hayes and JR, and JR does break the news that Steamboat and Douglas won the NWA and WCW World Tag Team titles at the Clash that we reviewed on Patreon, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. You can listen to our review of it. I did want to stop for a second because I need Doc, you to let me know if you got anything from the opening And I just wanted Harper to see Michael P.S. Hayes, who is looking like a clown.
Oh, yeah.
What is he wearing, Harper?
It's almost like Cornette's get-up, kind of, sort of, with the red shirt.
Well, the jacket is black, but I know what you mean.
Right.
But I thought of the same thing because of the red pocket square and the red shirt.
But that tie looks like one of those Goodwill ties.
That is a 90s tie when they would.
Oh, yeah.
That's that Swatch looking look, if you ask me.
I think it might be like an 80s looking tie.
Maybe. It is 92, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Doc, any thoughts on the opening when we got the news about the new World Tag Team Champions?
Hold on, I'm going to send y'all a text. No, I was thinking that Hayes is out there trying to outdo Zbyszko from last week. His suit looks like a Rage Against the Machine record. I'll send it to y'all right now.
Okay.
Hey, look, they still can't spell Shanghai. It's Shangy Pierce.
No, it's Shangy.
Oh, my God. Shangy.
Once again,
Shangy.
we can't spell Arn. Why are we surprised?
That is nothing close to Shanghai.
It's close.
It's just missing an A.
But it's important.
We have a problem with vowels here in this country. I mean, not this country, this promotion. Oh, yeah, that does look like that, Doc. What is that, a Rage cover?
Yeah.
This is for the people of the sun.
It does.
People of the sun.
All right, so let's go to the first match. Tex Slashinger and Shanghai Pierce, or Shangy Pierce, versus Joe Cruz and John Peterson. I do have to give Jim Ross credit. No matter who they put in the booth with him, he knows how to make it work. No matter if it's Jesse or Hayes or Larry, even though I think him and Larry are really good during this era. They're good. He can tolerate Hayes, and Hayes isn't as overbearing as Jesse is with him, so that's that. Anyway, Doc, your thoughts on this match? It doesn't go long at all. Because we only got an hour this week.
It doesn't go long, but the Peterson and Cruz get a little bit of offense, which is nice. And it does help Shangy and Tex look more like they did something. So that was all right.
Yep, I got no complaints. The finish, we get a reverse.
Shanghai.
Because that's what the booker wanted to call them.
But they're supposed to be from Texas, right?
Kayfabe, brother, everything was airtight.
Yeah, but that was back when when you Shanghaied somebody, it was a sense that you like, and I don't know where this comes from, but it was kind of like the Pearl Harboring someone. And so there's some racial overtones to this. He's a dirty varmint that would Shanghai somebody, whatever that means. You're going to get a whole bunch of people.
What's happening.
It's okay.
That's all right, Harper. A lot of us didn't back then. We just watched.
Why they got a Texas guy with some... come on,
don't let that bother you. Don't let it bother you.
Harper's getting frustrated.
Stupid.
It's okay.
It's not that bad, but I hear you. I see the frustration.
We'll get through it. Yeah, we'll just go on to the next match and forget like it ever existed.
Okay.
I want you to listen to Harley Race and Vader here, because something is said that I really came unglued for. And here they are after Shanghai Pierce and Tex Slashinger won their last match. Here we go.
Very much, and what a match it will be later on WCW Saturday Night semifinal bout in the King of Cable competition.
Tony, you saw this man. He went through Tony Atlas last week, and there's no doubt in anyone's mind, whether you're sitting out there or you're standing right here, that this man is not going to be the King of Cable. Now, why don't you ask him what he has on his mind?
All right, what does Big Van Vader have on his mind?
You blonde-haired, blue-eyed punk! I used to steal lunch money from boys like you back in my school days. But that ain't all I'm gonna steal from you today, brother. I'm gonna take your pride. And Dusty, the great American dream, if you're listening, I'm gonna hit your boy so hard today, your grandchildren are gonna have black eyes. In fact, there may be no grandchildren. Vader!
That match coming.
He said he was going to neuter him right there.
That was great.
He Everybody get your pets spayed and neutered. Control the pet population. It's Vader time.
That was great, man. Harley sounds realistic, of course. Vader's out there talking he's going to hit him so hard his grandchildren are going to have black eyes. This seems dangerous.
Get ready for much more Harley and Van Vader this episode. That's all I'm going to say. Along with something else. I thought that was great. Harper, what did you think about it?
Yeah, dude, Vader's huge, huh?
It's a big son of a gun, boy.
He's massive.
And he's not just a tub of shit.
Right. I mean, Harley's a big guy, and he towers over Harley.
The thing that always got me about Vader is you would see big dudes, right, in wrestling, and they were kind of flabby, right? Vader wasn't cut, but it was like his fat was solid or something.
It's almost like a bigger Scott Norton, kind of.
Yeah, I can see that. He was massive. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll continue. Jim Ross throws to what happened between Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes at the Clash of Champions. In short, they split, and Steamboat and Douglas won the WCW and NWA World Tag Belts. We mentioned that at the beginning of the show. And then Hayes, after they show the clip, Hayes runs down Dustin and basically just beats him up for being stupid and how they lost the titles. And you can hear us review that at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Spoiler alert, we did agree that Dustin really came across looking really dumb with what happened at the Clash. It just was really, really odd. So, but you can listen to our whole Clash review at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Doc, I know you pretty much hate recaps, so we're going to continue because I think Harper is going to love this next promo that we're going to. Doc, do you have any thoughts before we go to Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff here, who was in WCW in November of 92?
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we've covered Smoky Mountain Wrestling during this era.
Mr. Wonderful.
So, Harper, make sure you listen to this and what Mr. Orndorff, or Warndorf, as Tim Horner said. Listen to what he says here.
Welcome back, everyone, to WCW Saturday Night. I'm here with Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, one of the great stars in the world of wrestling. And I understand, Paul, you're having a lot of problems with one Ronnie Garvin surrounding your wrestling robe.
Well, you know, that's not really what I came out here, and I'll take care of Ronnie Garvin, the robe, at a later date. But I got a new robe that I'm going to bring out here in the next week or so.
Well, I know that you've got some big things on your mind. You've talked to WCW officials this week. What is the reason that you're here today?
Well, one of the reasons here is I'm going to be in Starrcade and the Battle Ball. But what I'm out here to do is I want to issue a challenge to Ron Simmons. You know, Mr. Wonderful doesn't have to prove himself to nobody. You see, when I start somewhere, I start at the top. I have nothing to prove, and I know Ron Simmons is a very good wrestler. I know that he's very well educated, and I know what kind of physique he has. I know that he's played football and all these things. You see, where he is, I have already been there for a long time. So, Ron Simmons, if you're all the man that you say you really are, if you are really the true world's heavyweight champion, I want to issue a challenge to you. You and I, eyeball to eyeball, man to man, right here next week on TV, right here in front of all these people and on national TV. I'm issuing this challenge, Ron Simmons, and I want to see if you're man enough to take that challenge. And not only that, and if he is man enough, what I think he is, I got a big surprise for him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the challenge has been issued for right here next week. Let's go up to Rhubarb Jones.
All right, so my question is, Paul, at the beginning of that, did you go to high school with him? Orndorff, at the beginning of that, mentions having problems with Ronnie Garvin and his wrestling robe. And I want to ask both of y'all if y'all remember what he's talking about. Because I do, but I didn't want to start talking about it.
And they mentioned it in the next match.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, if you've never seen Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Garvin and Orndorff are in this feud, and Garvin steals or takes Orndorff's robe. I believe he even cut it up at one point. Yeah. This around this time is the segment when we get the kid that's White Lightning, and this is when Orndorff tearing up the lightning bolt with the kid on Smoky Mountain Wrestling TV. So this is a fun time when Smoky Mountain is going on. So now Paul is here challenging Ron Simmons, but we'll see what comes of that. Anyway, this was a real fun time in Smoky Mountain Wrestling if you've never seen it. But Paul Orndorff's here, and if you remember the story, I guess Watts was starting to talk to Cornette, and Watts even asked Cornette, "Oh, how's Paul look?" And Corny's like, "He's looking great. He's back in shape, and he's doing great. He's doing a lot of good work for me." And that's how Orndorff eventually makes his way into WCW from Smoky Mountain Wrestling. But I don't know, Doc, your thoughts on this promo overall?
He actually mentioned Smoky Mountain Wrestling and Ronnie Garvin again when the match starts, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, what did you think about him saying that Ron's educated?
I think that's smart. Yeah, he's not wrong. He's a college graduate.
I mean, he went to FSU.
Do we like that? Is he well spoken? Do we like that kind of?
I don't know if the intent there was for him to.
You see, look, he's starting to dog whistle again.
I can't. I'm not trying to sit there and say Orndorff was trying to. It doesn't. Let me say it like this. In 2024, those comments do not sound appropriate. Like you hear that and go, "What are you trying to say?" Because my wife gets that. It's like, "What are you trying to say? I'm a black woman and I'm not supposed to sound educated." You know, she gets that because she speaks quote unquote proper. So anyway, like, I think it doesn't sound good, especially in 2024 years. In 1992, I don't think anyone blinked at that.
Okay. I agree.
But that's just my take. You know, Michelangelo out there might send me an email and tell me to piss all the way off because Paul Orndorff was being racist right there. I don't know.
We'll see.
Harper's going to go on the Facebook page and work everybody into a shoot over it.
How?
Because that's what he does, and then everybody's going to be at my throat.
Whatever. Poor you.
Really?
All right. Continuing along, though. I thought that was good. Harper, did you like the promo overall, though?
Yeah. It was good. I'm glad to see Paul here.
Hell yeah, you can't have too much talent.
Yeah.
Well, Harper's the one who said it when we were covering Smoky Mountain. He was like, dude, they got Paul Orndorff. I mean, like...
Well, can you play 12:05? I mean, I'm sorry, 17:05.
Yeah, because the next match is Barbarian versus Larry Santo. You said 17:05?
Yeah, with the audio.
All right, I'm at 17, so let's see what we got as Barbarian takes on Santo. Here it is.
He's had his problems with Ronnie Garvin and Smoky Pounds. Larry Santo.
Going back a little.
Larry Santo to challenge the Awesome Barbarian and Michael Hayes. Certainly a surprise to all of us. Paul Orndorff here at WCW. We know, as I mentioned, he's had his problems with Ronnie Garvin and Smoky Mountain Wrestling, but he's here to challenge the man.
Yes, he is, and Paul Orndorff needs no introduction to anybody as far as his credentials.
Is that it? All of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. SMW getting a plug on WCW TV right here.
There you go.
Do you have anything else from the match, Doc?
I feel like everything, I was going to say this, I feel like everything that the build has been with the Barbarian has been really good, except for that one title match he had with Ron that didn't really go anywhere.
Yep. They were just biding time.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
It's like they kind of pushed him, but really didn't, and now he's still beating people, but there's not really anything happening.
Right. Thank you.
Now, watch this. Harper, look at Barbarian boot Larry Santo in the face for the finish here.
Damn.
Dude, he's got a size 15 mark still on his face to this day. Ooh, that was rough. And I mean, you could see it in the replay, man. He just puts that boot on his ear and pop. I think Larry Santos sold it well. Don't get me wrong. All right, so from there we go to Starrcade 92 Battle Bowl Control Center with Jim Ross, and it's a real quick one because, again, this is only a 60-minute without commercials episode of Saturday Night on TBS. Same rules as last year with Battle Bowl, and the card is very similar, not the same. Ron Simmons will defend his title at the pay-per-view, but it's not finalized yet whether it will be Vader or possibly Rick Rude or maybe even someone else. Also, the NWA World title will be on the line. We're going to have Masahiro Chono versus the Great Muta for the NWA title. So there you go. You got an NWA World title match on the pay-per-view. Jim Ross says they hope to know next week who Simmons will defend against. And I like this control room segment because it was really quick, only 2 minutes. Doc, any thoughts from the Starrcade Control Center?
I'm surprised Muta will come back after that Starrcade where they jobbed him out all over the place.
Yeah,
was it 3 years ago? I don't remember. It was 89 or 90. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
TV champion just treated like utter crap.
That was Future Shock, wasn't it?
Yeah. God, that was terrible. Ugh. All right. From there, Hayes and JR throw to a video package of Erik Watts training with Kensuke Sasaki in the ring with Ole Anderson and Shivani providing commentary. I was watching this and my whole thought was Doc is watching this and he's hitting the fast forward button.
Yeah. Short answer is yes. Long answer is I'm getting tired of this.
What?
The Erik Watts experience.
Well, he's going to be around for a while, right, Mike?
Oh, you got some time with him, man.
Yeah.
I ain't going to tell you he's here forever, but I legitimately feel bad for the dude. Because
I feel bad for me.
Well, I feel bad for you too and me, but it's just this is how you got a baby face over 10 to 15 years prior. Not now. And they know he's your kid. It's like, come on. I don't get it. I'm going to chop this up. David Ford, one of our longtime listeners and patrons, was emailing me about this. I said this, but Doc, do you think they needed to put him under a hood or B, do like I said, have him be Erik Watts, but have him be the ungrateful Erik Watts? Like ungrateful for his dad.
Maybe there's a different angle.
Okay,
maybe Watts' wife... I could hear Watts like, look, Erik, you're the shits, but your mom won't blow me unless I put you over. So
that's nice.
She told me I have to be nice to you, so you're going over.
Are you kidding?
Come on.
Hey, serious, man.
What?
You see, this is why we can't do Ask Doc either.
That's
right. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Maybe Watts was getting pressure at home to make sure that little Erik got playtime with his friends. And What?
Bill Watts doesn't take orders from anyone. Do you think he's going to take orders from a woman?
Maybe if he's not getting any ass, he would.
Bruh, Bill Watts ain't taking orders from
Think of all the things
nobody.
You've done to get ass.
Come on.
Bill Watts is not, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but Bill Watts is not taking orders from anyone.
Okay. That makes it worse.
Do you think they should have brought him in under a mask /hood? No. I agree. Or do you think you bring him in as a heel as Erik Watts?
Like an asshole kid?
Yeah, be the ungrateful, spoiled brat. Now, I don't know how you do that because then you can't do the idea of him being the collegiate QB who has had a solid NCAA career. That's the problem with that. You can't use that. I mean, you could say he was a college QB and, we don't know where he went wrong. I guess you could do that, but I mean,
Then his dad would have to get involved somehow.
Well, that's going to happen no matter what.
So how do you let me ask this then, because you both are giving me short answers here, which I understand completely.
Because I don't care.
All right.
What?
Doc said it. He doesn't care about Erik Watts. He doesn't care what they would have did with him.
Was he going to be a good anything?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
I think there was potential.
Good anything.
Yes. He needed to be a heel first.
Okay. Make him a heel.
An ungrateful prick.
I come to you for help.
You can't make him a heel first.
Why, Harper?
Because his daddy's there.
Because what?
Because his dad's there.
That's the point. You make him an ungrateful child. I don't need my daddy. I hate him. He didn't never do nothing for me. I had to get this job of myself. He wouldn't hire me. Type talk.
Well, probably he did because he's in control.
Okay. I tried, David. See, this is what I'm working with here. All right. Kensuke Sasaki is wrestling Bob Cook.
Now, that was a good match.
Well, it was. But Bob Cook is not your average enhancement talent.
Correct. I still think that Bob Cook ought to get hooked up with Shangy, Pierce, and Tex.
Okay, maybe so. They could be the next 6-man world-class champions.
Well, they could make a run at the 6-man straps. That's true.
Yeah, is that still around?
No,
sure.
I don't.
Oh, never mind. It's not. Can you get to 2834?
Do I need audio? Is that what we're looking for?
No, but it's not often that you get enhancement talent timestamps. But he throws a hell of a right hand.
Yeah, we were just watching. Here it is.
See if he gets up here and.
That was good.
Hold on.
He just hit him.
Okay.
He did it in the corner. Yeah.
I was popping pandas.
The angle wasn't good that the cameraman, they were shooting it from the floor and they were on the opposite side of where their punch connected, but it was fine.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Lots of arm bars in this match, which makes sense because that's how we're going to finish it, kind of. Cook got some offense too. I like that. And Harper likes this finish.
Here, let's see. The clothesline?
No, watch. Because didn't he, I think you said something about this last week.
He did.
When he does that
he does
that high arm drag off the rope.
Yeah.
Harper was like, "Why can't somebody do that today?" And I'm like, "Cause that's the opening move."
That's the transition spot.
Unless it's on a pane of glass.
Oh, come on. Crimea River.
Sasaki wins. It was Crimea River. That was pretty competitive. It was back and forth, no doubt about it.
Which is good because they're trying to build Sasaki up. He needs some convincing victory.
No doubt. Let's go to Rick Rude. Listen to this next match, no cap. Rick Rude and Cactus Jack versus Sting and drumroll Van Hammer. I don't care who they put Van Hammer with.
One of these gangs is not like the other one.
I mean,
yeah.
And it went like 10 minutes.
Van Hammer.
I thought. Well, here's something. I thought Sting and Rude started hot, which was different than how they started at the Clash. If you want to hear that, become a patron or some shit.
tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. There you go.
35:29. I had a timestamp that just said "damn."
Oh.
Well, I was showing the start when they're swinging, they're hanging and banging here at each other.
Yeah, hanging and banging. Everybody likes that.
I mean, they're going at it like the crowd is into this.
Yeah.
I don't want to poo-poo on that because that's what I wanted to see. That was my timestamp before yours. When Rude sells the nut shot. He's still selling it. Look at him. Van Hammer's yanking on his arm. He finally stopped selling the nut shot. You said 35 what, Doc?
35:29.
Audio or no?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Well, we're at 35-16. We got Van Hammer working over Cactus. He sends Cactus into the corner. He hits Cactus with a Stinger Splash. Why are you using Sting's moves? And Hammer's about to come off the second rope.
Oh.
And Cactus says, nah, bruh. Catches him with a lariat. It looked good.
Yeah.
Good and stiff.
Just the way we like it.
Just the way we like it at BTT. Stiff.
Come on.
And no reptiles. We're banning the reptiles.
No legged reptiles.
I was joking on the Facebook group, so I forgot who I was talking to. And we're like, it's funny how he said we're banning the reptiles. He couldn't say snakes. He said banning the reptiles. What the hell did he think? Jake was going to bring a Komodo dragon to the ring the next time? So he went with the whole species? Reptiles.
Yeah, there is a legless lizard. You see those?
No, please tell us more.
Yeah, they got it looks like a snake, but it's not. It's a lizard. And you can just tell by the way it looks. It looks like a different kind of snake.
Of course.
Fuck, you never seen that?
No, Harper, what do I look like? A zoologist? I mean,
Is he a herpetologist?
What's that?
I think it's a snake scientist. Let me see.
how the hell did you know that?
Yeah, for real.
It's the branch of zoology concerned with the study of amphibians and reptiles.
What's it called again?
Herpetology?
It almost sounds like hepatitis.
Or herpes, but I can't explain to you why certain things get lodged in my brain forever, but I can't remember what I'm supposed to do tomorrow.
Hey, you're not the only one. Herpetology. Okay.
All right, check out the big brain on Brad. 3809, we get some dick dancing.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're at 38. Oh, when Rude does the like sit down on him, and then he swivels his hips. I still think Stan Lane is the better of the
We
two.
agree.
Here it comes.
Yeah, get you some. Oh, don't hit him while he's dick dancing. Come on.
Yeah, come on, man. You're supposed to throw a
you're running
dollar
the
in
best
his
part.
trunks. Right. Mouth is a mouth, bruh.
Whoa, whoa, and whoa.
That's Harper talking like that.
No, that was you that said that.
That was you. You used that AI
That was
voice
you.
and made it sound like me.
That was you.
All right, Doc, anything before I work towards the finish?
The finish is hot and good, and the people are up, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, I this match didn't do it for me, but, you know, God bless the people in center stage because they loved it. So Van Hammer is going to make the hot tag to Sting. The crowd is going nuts. Sting is in the ring. He's tearing it up. He's fighting off both guys. Sting goes for a pin on Cactus. Rude makes a save. All four guys are fighting in the ring. Sting goes for another pin on Cactus, but Atlas and Barbarian hit the ring, so it ends up being a DQ. Sting and Hammer win. Simmons ends up hitting the ring. I mean, the crowd is going nuts as everyone is brawling. Vader even hits the ring, and he's going to splash Sting. The crowd they're going crazy, man. But then again, I realized that they're seeing all these stars, man. They got Sting, Cactus, Rude, Simmons, Vader. Like almost every big star, because we don't know how to put Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton out there for anything meaningful anymore. But we're seeing all these big stars just come out making appearances at a free taping, because I did look it up. They, this is not unique to this one taping, but there's 750 people in there apparently, and it's all freebies. So
damn, that's it?
Yeah. Well, that's what's reported.
I thought it was more than that.
On historyofwwe.com, it says 750. I don't know I'm going with that, if you believe the internet, I guess is what I'm saying. But the crowd loved it. Give them credit. They were into this, and the shit hit the fan. I mean, Ron Simmons is out there in his math teacher outfit, for Christ's sakes. He's got a shirt, and the short sleeve shirt and tie.
Oh, yeah.
Check out the square root of these biceps, motherfucker.
That's nice. But yeah, it was good. Doc, any thoughts on how they finished this and the heat they get?
I thought it was hot. I thought it was hot. It was good. People were seeing stars and they were into it, and that's what you want from your TV program. So I didn't have a problem with this at all.
Nope, me either. All right, so what's wrong, Harper?
Clash boxing highlights.
No, we're not going to watch that.
Yeah.
If you want to know what we're talking about, Johnny B. Bad and Levy, sorry, Scotty Flamingo.
Screw that. We're not talking about that. But let's bring out this roided up Virginia Slim smoker to start cussing on the air as a baby face.
I was going to say, if you want to hear us break down a very funny match, it was the boxing match at the Clash, tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. As Doc was saying, how did you describe this promo we're going to see from Ron Simmons and Van Hammer right here after that brawl we just saw?
Hammer, you're a mid-card baby face that's getting to rub with the stars. Maybe don't cuss on TV.
Let's see what Doc's talking about. Here it is.
Everyone at WCW Saturday Night, this place still buzzing over what we've just seen. And I'll tell you something, Thanksgiving down the Omni, I don't think the Omni's big enough to hold you guys.
Jim Ross, this world ain't big enough to hold what's going to happen. Everybody's got a big mouth now. Nobody wants any action. I've told them any place, anywhere, anytime. Thanksgiving night in the Omni, Ron Simmons is going to be up there here in Turkey. And those 4 turkeys that's going to be there are going to be in that cage at the Omni. And I promise you one thing. This thing is going to come to a head in the Omni on Thanksgiving night.
2 big things about the Omni. One is there's a huge cage and nobody's running away. Number 2 is the building's going to hold 12,000 people to watch those guys get their whipped in the ring.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, these men are ready for Thanksgiving night. And we've got, remember that big King of Cable matchup, Vader and Dustin Rhodes still to come. But right now, we want to take you back to the Clash.
For the record, that match, Ron Simmons, Sting, Van Hammer, and Dustin Rhodes defeated Vader, Cactus Jack, Rick Rude, and Barry Windham, who was a mystery partner for that team, in that steel cage match when Sting pinned Cactus. He mentioned 12,000 people. There were 5,700 there that night in the Omni on Thanksgiving night.
Why they keep going there?
Maybe it'll get better next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Bill Watts, he knows it all. But in fairness, they were doing that before Bill Watts.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. 5,700 sounds like actually more than I think some of the figures I've seen from previous years in this era. I mean, they were... I could swear we saw somewhere there was only 3,000 or less. So at least it was half full. Yeah. But that is a long way from where they were.
For real, dude.
Yeah. All right. Any thoughts, Doc, on promo there? Because you were talking about him being cursed.
Simmons was good.
You didn't think Virginia Slims was good?
Mm-mm.
It's like a PE teacher. Ron Simmons does.
He does. Tie and that short sleeve button up. All right, we'll continue.
Cut his hair, didn't he?
No, I think he's just. I think it was like tied up or something. I don't think it was trimmed. God, watching him is so bad. I know he's a good dude. It's just, but Jesus Lord. I mean, we can't do nothing with Bobby and Arn. We put Van Hammer with Sting, the former world champion.
He's a musical genius.
All right. Well, hey, I told you earlier we were going to hear from Harley and Vader a lot. Let's go now to Harley and Vader again, because what happens here is about to piss me off as it pertains to Bill Watts. Here it is.
We said still to come, this man, Big Van Vader and Dustin Rhodes and the King of Cable. Why is he coming in jumping Sting, Harley?
He's the King of Cable. In just a few minutes, Dustin Rhodes is going to feel the wrath of the big man. This is the legitimate King of Cable and Dustin Rhodes in just a few minutes. Look at him!
All right, Harley's cutting a promo because Vader is about to face Dustin. Sting comes out and cracks Vader with a 2x4 that cracks across Vader's back. Doc, you got any thoughts on that before I go to this next clip?
I need a fine, a possible suspension, and maybe knocked out of the tournament.
Yeah, thank you.
Harper, you agree with Doc, or you want to add anything to it?
Well,
hold on. Law only works if it's followed by order.
That's right.
There you go. I'm going to run on that. I'm going to be my campaign slogan.
Okay, now question, because you're trying to be funny over there and skew the political lines here and get a ha-ha and get a rise out of people, because I know that's how you do business on this show. And work some people into a shoe, because that's what you do. You like to play heel or babyface, depending on how you.
I'm running on a Law and Order and DEI platform.
You really, you just pissed off everybody, but
Right.
or not everybody. You just confused people. You made people's brains break just now because you said DEI and Law and Order at the same time. But anyway, I'm not going to allow you to hijack the show with your shenanigans right now. But, Harper, I do want to ask, based on what we just saw with Sting cracking Vader with a 2x4, breaking it over his back, what do you think about that before I go to this next clip?
He should be suspended if it's a Bill Watts rant territory.
Okay.
Right.
Keep that thought in mind. I'm going to play these next two clips. Here's the first one.
Fans back here with Harley Race, Big Van Vader, and Dustin Rhodes are next, Harley.
It's absolute insanity. You can't expect this man to come out here after just having a 2x4 broke over his back. It's absolute insanity.
Fans, let's go up to Rebarb Jones. The King of Cable is next.
All right. So he got cracked across the back, but we're still expecting him to compete in the match.
That's bullshit.
Him being Vader versus Dustin. Okay, hold that thought, Harper. It's bullcrap. Let's go to this next bit of audio. That way you can hear the rest of it. Here it is. Dustin was making his way to the ring for the match. Now we're going back to Harley and JR.
You can't let this happen. You know this is wrong. Mr. Watts, you know this is wrong. You just saw this 2x4 broke over his back. This can't happen.
Let me tell you something, Harley Race. What Sting did needed to be done for a long time. Some of these guys need to start taking care of business for themselves. And I say one other thing. We got a King of Cable match booked. You better get Vader and get him into the ring, because referee, ring the bell and start the count. And if he's not in the ring, he's disqualified. And I want another thing. I want another referee out here. Let's get another referee out here, because if Harley Race comes back, he's barred. Let's get some referees out here.
Here comes Vader.
Harley Race is barred. We got a count going.
Race being taken back to the locker room. The referee's got the count on.
Bruh. I mean,
That's bullshit.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, how does this make sense?
Who's the heel here?
Not just that. Like, we banned the reptile a few weeks ago. We banned the reptile. We banned the reptile. A reptile that bit the dude who it bit its own handler. So we couldn't have that cartoon stuff. So we banned the reptile. Right? All right?
Yeah.
But we can let Sting come out and crack Vader across the back with a 2x4 in center stage. I mean, that's allowed? We're good with that? And then we make Vader wrestle Dustin in the King of Cable match?
You try to say, you talk like this shit's real.
I'm sorry. Doc, I know you got thoughts on this.
I would, but I think Harper said it best when he said this is bullshit.
This is fucking bullshit.
There you go.
Then he was like, Sting did something that should have been done a long time ago. Excuse me, you said you were for Law and Order. Do you remember last summer? I'd say last summer. Summer of 92 when Watts comes in and he's like, yep, we're going to bring Ole in. We're going to stop all this lawlessness from happening. And we were like, oh, what lawlessness? There was far more lawlessness in 86 when, you know, the Horsemen were breaking limbs and we had all kind of shenanigans going on. Nobody's been breaking limbs. Nobody's even bleeding. What are we stopping here? But okay, you want to bring Ole in to help you enforce the law and order.
Well, there's a difference, Michael, between justice and what's just, and this was just.
Okay.
Oh.
Bruh.
What are
doing?
we doing?
Look, I'm not saying that I'm okay actually with them letting things go sometimes. It happens in the heat of the moment. But if you're going to announce yourself as the Law and Order dude and the dude who's going to clean this stuff up,
there ain't no wiggle room.
They ain't no right. You booked yourself into a corner. When people say, "Oh, you criticize Watts," yes, because he came in literally saying, "I'm not going to allow this stuff. I got Ole, who's going to be my head referee. He's not going to allow this stuff. He's going to take charge." Oh, and then just a couple months later, Sting just comes out and cracks Vader across the back with his 2x4, and nope, it should have been done a long time ago. Really? Okay. So these are the rules now? I'm just making sure. Because if I'm Vader, when I decide to, you know, do what Sullivan did to Jeff Daniels in Smoky Mountain Wrestling and bust the back of Sting's head open, I don't want to hear nothing about getting fined or I shouldn't have did that because I'm just doing what was done to me.
Right.
Bull crap.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about it like it's real?
This is bullshit. Dude, Tiffany keeps texting me, telling me Drake's security guard got shot.
Oh, no.
Like it's the president.
Okay, first off, it's not funny. But you saying like it's the president. Wow.
Yeah.
Doc the match. Let's go to Vader and Dustin because we're about to wrap this up. Your thoughts on these two? Because Vader comes
52
in
52 minutes even.
All right, what am I looking for? Anything in particular?
Something that looks painful. Oh, that.
Let's see.
Yeah. Vader shoots off Dustin. Dustin goes for a sunset flip. Vader gets ready to sit down on him and sits on his own tailbone. Yes, that did not feel good.
I've always looked at that and think, what if the guy sits up like a half a second too late, bro, and he lands on top of the guy's fucking head?
Have you seen Yokozuna do that bonsai drop?
Jesus Christ, dude.
That's what it would look like.
Damn. It'll be like a hammer nailing a fucking nail.
I will say this. Like. For all the talk that he had, Vader is going off his feet a lot in this match for Dustin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was bumping his ass off. Even right there when he goes outside the ring and bumps to the outside.
Yeah.
And that's important because of who wins, if you ask me. But Vader, I mean, he's already damaged. He got a 2x4 broken over his back. So, you know, he's coming in kind of not 100%. I actually think Vader comes back even looking stronger. You know, we went on this tirade about the 2x4, but dude, Vader he's looking great because he just got hammered with a 2x4 that broke, and he's out there wrestling a full match, which I thought was pretty awesome. Any other timestamps, Doc, before we work to the finish of this?
59-21.
The spear?
Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah, Dustin speared Vader. And once again, Vader's off of his feet, selling his ass off.
Yeah, dude, he's really working. Maybe because it's Dusty's kid.
I mean, I think just Vader was a good dude, and look at him. He's bumping again, falling to the outside. I think Vader was a good dude, and he just, he was there to do business, and he was like, all right, hit me on the back, crack the 2x4, and that lariat on the outside, Vader hit with Dustin would look good. And Vader just was like, I'm going to do this. I'll make him look good, and then I'll get in the ring and win.
There you go.
Others, Doc? Any other timestamps?
This is a good match. I thought they both worked hard, and it ended like you thought it should, but, good stuff.
This was great for something to just see on TV.
Yeah, it was a really good main event. Dustin did start off on fire, but Vader is a strong dude, and he takes over. But then Dustin gets on Vader, and Vader takes numerous bumps. The finish, Dustin is slammed by Vader, and then Vader goes to the second rope, hits a splash on Dustin. 1, 2, 3. So Vader wins. And we were joking a lot about the 2x4, but Vader ends up looking really strong because he got hit with a 2x4, still comes out, and is in a competitive match with Dustin. He eventually wins. I just thought it made Vader look really good.
I agree.
Yep. All right, so we will go now to the final promo before we get out of here this week. And I said you'd be seeing a lot of Harley Race and Vader. Here's one more time from them. Here it is.
Wow.
Yeah, this is after the match, obviously.
So we got less than a minute left here on WCW Saturday Night, Thanksgiving night in the Omni. What a showdown inside that giant cage.
Sting, there's not a place on earth safe for you. The Omni, Thanksgiving night, it's payback. It's down to the last straw, and you broke it right over his back. And nothing on the face of God's green earth is gonna stop this man. This man is invincible. This man is the king of cable. This man is going to destroy the Stinger. Sting, you united a fire that's gonna burn. It's gonna burn.
Fans, we'll see you Thanksgiving night in the Omni. So long, everybody.
All right, so basically it sets up Sting and Vader
For the King
Starcade
of Cable.
for the King of Cable title. For the title. There's no world title. It's the King of Cable trophy, I believe. They will be in the final. So I get what they did.
Trophy is now.
I bet you Conrad's got it.
Fuck, they'll put that on Hidden Treasures. But, well, it's not a treasure.
It's not?
Is it?
I mean, it's all in the eye of the beholder.
That's true.
I say that about all those things. I haven't seen that show this season, but I say that about all that stuff that they would show on there. I'm like, some stuff you go, oh man, that's cool. I guess I wouldn't mind having that. And other stuff, it's like, why do you want another man's tights?
Dude, I saw one where they're looking for Mike Mills's Atlanta Falcons jersey.
With the brass knucks trophy.
Yeah, I still got it. It's in my bag. It's outside. It's in the garage,
Probably
I think.
sitting on it, but you should put it right in them, like whatever your mantle is.
It ain't outside. It's in the trunk of his car because he's ready to go if he gets the call.
And just put it there and make your wife go, what the fuck is this?
Waiting for my last match.
Yeah, that's a major award.
I mean, Danny Flamingo begs me for a match every year, every time I'm at Wildcats.
Take him on, Mike.
There you go.
Well,
Let's do this.
Come on. I didn't hear no bell.
Okay.
Come on. You still got your knee pads, right?
Knee pads, boots, all of them.
See?
There you go. He didn't get rid of it because he knows.
That jersey might be a little big on me.
Put that shit on.
That jersey might be a little big on me these days, but yeah, I still got it.
How about your boots?
I mean, I don't think my calves have shrunk that much.
You still, you wore wrestling boots, huh? Just standard boots?
I started off not wearing, but then, yeah, by the time I was done, I had just some black boots.
What's the material?
That's riveting. We better rate this show.
Not patent, just leather, not patent leather though.
Well, fuck. Well, they probably fucking stood the test of time then.
Yeah, they're in good shape.
Yeah.
Now Doc's ready to go because he's got his Mavericks to watch, so we need to rate it and hand out the Rolex
all
here.
right, I forgot.
We're gonna rate it and hand out the Toot Toot Award. I think when he comes back, we're gonna still stick with Toot Toot. Just my opinion. We'll have to have an executive decision on that one though. But yeah, time to rate it. Hand out the Toot Toot Award. Before we do so, remember the only way you can listen to the Clash of the Champions that we just reviewed is by going to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That, along with tons of other Patreon content, 400 plus exclusive shows are available there, including most of this season's Dark Side of the Ring reviews are available as well. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Doc, I'm going to go to you first. What are you going to rate it?
This was not a bad episode whatsoever. I'm going to give this a B+.
Yeah, this is one of the best ones in a long time.
Crazy. I'm giving this a A.
I know, huh?
This was good, man. It was only an hour. Like, you know, Erik Watts put us to sleep, but it's not his fault.
Isn't it?
You got like 6 promos from Vader and Race.
You talked me into it, A-.
All right, fair enough. Harper, what about you?
I give this an A.
What were you about to say before you said give it an A?
You remember when Raw was an hour?
Yes. I remember Nitro was an hour.
Yeah. I was in high school watching Raw, like when we first got cable. And I was like, oh, what's this? Who's this? Okay. And then I started watching again. I'm like, it was an hour.
Remember how fast it would go by?
Oh, man, I wish we had more.
God.
Now you do. Now you got 2 more hours.
All right. Toot Toot Award. Doc, who are you giving it to?
Vader.
Yeah, how do you not? I got Vader as well. Harper, what about you?
I give mine to Harley, man.
Really?
Had to come out 3 times and fucking scream.
I guess you got a point there. All right, so those are the ratings and Toot Toot Awards. Hopefully you enjoyed this week's episode. Doc, anything else before we get out of here this week? I can't think of anything else that needs to be plugged.
No, man. I see Luke on the court. It's time to go, brother.
Yeah, you got Mavs coming up. Well, thanks again for listening. Retweet the show when you see it posted. Share it on Facebook when you see it posted. Those pesky algorithms like that sort of thing. If you're listening on YouTube, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That is greatly appreciated. On that note, Harper, I think that's it. Unless you got something, hit the tagline. Let's roll.
Book it, biatch.
Yeet.